It's Friday night, and you know what that means. Time for the second half of this doubleheader of AEW programming on Friday nights on Turner Network Television. Let's get to it, shall we? I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Battle of the Belts 4, where everybody got on the floor and did the goddamn dinosaur. Or maybe it was Lethal Weapon 4. Maybe they were too old for this shit. Nevertheless, so yeah, we immediately go from the Trios Tag Team Championship main event on Rampage that bled over into the time slot for this, right to Trent Impact for the All-Atlantic Championship. Okay, Trent has a good look, and he's not bad in the ring. They should have had a fourth match. They should have had Joe versus somebody for the Ring of Honor TV Championship. They have about 25 goddamn championships. Do something. Where's the Ring of Honor Women's Championship? Is somebody injured? Could they not have had a contenders match? Something? Because a couple of these matches had no business going as long as they did. Actually, I would argue, really besides the main event. Anyway, so, yeah, Pac's still in the ring. They had the match, and it wasn't bad, but this had no... To me, this had no business going as long as it did. Especially with how Trent has been presented. Pre-Trented, as it were. And big superplex for 2. That was by Pac. That was pretty nice. And then we get a tornado DDT for 2. We get a stuffed pile driver for 2. Jericho yells at Shivani. You know, Mr. Chris Irvine yells about cheating and everything because, of course, Jericho wants to stop the goddamn commentary, stop the steal, as it were. I'm going to keep saying that about Mr. Irvine because I really don't give a good goddamn at this point. I can pretty much overlook a lot of stuff, but the fact is he's basically a piece of shit that deserves to be called out by fans, and more fans should call him out. There is such a thing as separating the wrestler from the artist. The thing is, Jericho hasn't actually been a wrestler for a while, because he can't fucking wrestle anymore. I've had it. I fucking had it with Jericho because he's a plague on this goddamn program. There was a table plex just off the short ramp through a table. Pac shoulder cut up. No DQ. Look, I understand New Japan allows their wrestlers to hit each other with tables, chairs, and basically anything. They pick up a fan and swing them at him. And as long as you do it outside the ring, you're fine. It's stupid there. It's stupid here. So anyway, we get the knees up after a black arrow attempt, a roll up after a couple moves, 1, 2, and then suddenly, the brutalizer, but he gets to the ropes. Now remember the end of the trios match that happened literally just a few minutes before this, even though it happened, actually, well now a number of minutes because this match went a bit. Trent gets his foot on the rope because out of the brutalizer. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Suddenly, Pac gets the hammer again, and they try to do the spot where Randy Savage hit Tito Santana with the brass knucks. At least that's the spot I can recall. And then covers him 1, 2, 3. The problem is, the referee fucking saw the hammer shot. I know they don't do a lot of DQs in AEW, and I appreciate them for that. They're not cop-out stuff. But then they make the wrestlers have to do stupid shit. The referees have to not see the stupid shit. Pac wins. He should have. He needs the hammer to beat... This guy looks like $1 million. When he can nail the stuff, he's great. And the brutalizer is a freaking great finish. He doesn't need to be... First they're good guys wrestling people. Now they're bad guys. Now he's doing this. And I know they're called Death Trial. I don't think they know what the fuck they're doing. And also they made the referee look goddamn stupid. So anyway, Orange Cassidy comes down to attack Pac. Oh great, we're getting more of this feud. Shivani's with Jericho, Menard, and Parker. This is bad TV. Because, look... 2.0, bless them, they got an extension, good for them. It's not entertaining overacting their caricatures, and Jericho's a caricature. Shivani should not be a commentator, he should be the backstage interviewer. Claudio talks about Mr. Chris Irvine versus Bryan Danielson, and that's going to be the third match, which means that Danielson will lose, because Chris Irvine can't actually ever, properly put somebody over. Name the last person that faced him that actually benefited from facing him. People have benefited in spite of how much he's tried to drag them down. MJF, to name one. The Orange Cassidy feud. Did Orange Cassidy benefit any more from that than he would have had he feuded with anybody else? So nevertheless, Willow Nightingale versus Jade Cargill with Layla. God, Layla looked great. And Kiera Hogan. Okay, TBS Women's Championship match. Look, Willow is good. Needs a little more refining because she's got that energy, and sometimes there's this one dive spot where, holy shit, is Layla alright? I hope Layla Gray's okay. It wasn't Willow's fault. These things happen, but shit, that looked brutal. Jade is not fucking ready for this at all. She looks great. But this match went 7.5 minutes, and for Willow, she could go 17, she'd go 20. She's got a motor. She can do some good stuff. Jade has no business going 3 minutes past her entrance. In fact, I would start, if you're going to make the match 8 minutes, you include her entrance, which takes about at least 2.5 to 3. Again, looks great. Can't do anything. And, Jesus Christ, Willow got 2 big lariats. She got a cannonball. She got a big drop kick for 2. But then we got a weird wine slam where Jade just kind of dropped her because I don't know what the fuck they were trying to do. And then Jade did 1, 2, 3. I mean, I'm not surprised Willow lost. But Willow probably herniated several discs in her back trying to carry Jade. Now we move on to Vicky. I vote for the Wall Guerrero. I just want to say right now, fuck Vicky Guerrero. I wish that she had gone instead of Eddie. And I tell her that to her goddamn face, by the way, because I respect wrestling, I respect humanity. She doesn't. She's a goddamn stupid twat that never deserved to be in wrestling. Nyla steals the TBS championship. So Jade's the face, even though she is that bitch? Backstage with Matt Hardy, Stokely, and Ethan. Contract tampering. God, and I thought WCW's shots at WWE later in their run were bad. Fuck. Look, I'm not saying contract tampering doesn't happen in wrestling. I'm not saying, regardless of the company. This is bad because it's with people that don't really matter. Matt Hardy hasn't meant shit for a while, and whatever. Hook tears up the Trustbusters envelope. So, Tony Storm and Sheeta have a pre-tape, and I would like to, that would be a hell of a duo, wouldn't it? Sheeta's English is quite good. She has really, I mean, it's been good for a couple of years, especially since coming to AEW and working hard and everything. Why don't they feature Sheeta more? She actually is good and believable, unlike Riho and a few others. I'm taking shots at too many people. FTR gets a big pop, and they take on the Gates of Agony. Toa Leona and Khan, who looks like a fucking $1 million. And Khan can actually go in the ring. Toa has good fire, he's a good monster. Prince na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. I know he's been in Ring of Honor for a while, I just can't help but say that. Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship match. Khan really is impressive. He had a hell of a goddamn gut buster. Prince na-na-na-na is trying to control Toa Leona. This wasn't bad. Okay, I would argue that maybe this match went a couple minutes too long, and that's not the fault of the guys. And Khan and Leona can be a good team, and have been a good team, you know, in recent weeks, months, but they haven't been featured enough on the main programming. I know they've had some shots on Dark and Dark Elevation, I'm sure. I haven't been able to keep up as much on those shows because my time's limited and I can only watch so many wrestling shows and review so many. But again, Khan has a great look, and he complements Toa well. I would like to see this team be featured more. It gets a little bit messy at the end, and I think it was just a mistiming, miscommunication. Big rig to Toa Leona, but then Prince Na-Na-Na-Na, gets Dax, I believe, and then he gets fought off. Khan gets kicked. Nana gets knocked off. And then we get a backslide. 1, 2, 3. Bit of a weird finish. But then we get an attack with Khan and Toa attacking. And then we get Brian Cage coming down. And then suddenly here's Wardlow to a pop. Joe to a pop. And basically they're just repeating the same thing that we kind of saw, like on Dynamite. I don't mind continuation. I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch maybe with a little more refining. Because there was some good stuff here. But good God, Battle of the Belts 4, they really should have added one more championship. Because then it might have cut into a little bit of the time with the All-Atlantic Championship match. And maybe we could have gotten a little more, fine-tuning. That being said, I'm interested to see where they go with Khan and Toa Leona and FTR. Their reputation speaks for themselves. Just my opinions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Recklin. I'll see you soon.